Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel RPA Beginners. In last video, we saw how to connect UiPath Studio with SQL Server. Today we will see execute non-query activity. So let's first understand what is execute non-query and when we should use execute non-query activity. So execute non-query used for executing queries that does not return any data. It is used to execute the SQL statement like update, insert, delete. Execute non-query executes the command and returns the number of rows affected, as well as execute non-query performs data definition task also, like creating stored procedure, views and all. So here we in last video we have used connect activity to establish the connection between database UiPath Studio and SQL database, and we have stored the SQL database connection in dbcon object. So let's use the execute non-query. Just drag and drop the execute non-query activity. So here we need to provide connection string and provider database provider name, but we have already created a connection, so we'll just pass the existing database connection object like dbcon. And in parameters input field, in parameters we need to provide the parameters if we are using the stored procedure, and in SQL we need to pass the query. So let's I'll show. So I have created one table, sample table, customers. So here are the fields: customer ID, name, phone, email and cities. So we are going to insert the data into this sample table. So first we will take a input from user, and then we will fire a query using execute non-query. So for this we need a input dialog box to take a input from user. So just drag and drop the input dialog box activity. So in this table customer ID is a primary key, and it's so we don't need to provide the customer ID. So we'll just take a input like a name, phone and email and city. So title is the name, customer name. Here you need to just provide the label like enter customer name, and so we'll create a one variable, string variable, to hold this name value. So press Ctrl K and create a variable like name. Okay, like this. We'll take an input for phone, email and city. Customer phone number, and label is enter phone number. Let's create a variable for phone. Now we will take input for email, customer email, email ID. Let's create another variable for email called email, and last one is city. So same, just give a title customer city and enter your city. Let's create another variable called city. Yeah, so we have taken the input from user. So now the execute non-query. So already we have provided the database connection dbcon, and now we'll fire a query. So for this we need to mention this, write this insert query. Just copy this, and in the double quotes, yeah, so I have the inputs in the variable. So I'll just provide I'll delete this hard coding values. Okay, so to provide dynamic values, so for this single quote and double quotes and plus plus, so now we can provide dynamic values, variables. So first is name, like this, phone number, single quotes, double quotes, and plus plus, like phone. Just delete this email. Okay, double quotes and single quotes in the plus plus, email, and like this, city. Okay, so here we have provided this insert query. Okay, yeah, okay. So now we need to mention the command type. So now it's a text command, so I'll just keep it as a text. If we are executing the stored procedure, then we need to set as a stored procedure. And in affected records, so it will gives an output how many rows records are affected in a string variable. So let's provide it the one variable to store the affected records, called affected records. And let's take a message box to show how many records it's affected. So affected records dot to string, so convert it into a string variable. So let's run this and see. So here it will ask first the inputs. First, customer name called Mahesh, phone number 0123456789, email ID, and city. See, it has the executed, the record is affected by 1. Let's cross verify. Just fire a query. See, now we have insert one record. Okay, so now we will see, we will try to see, try using a stored procedure. So for stored procedure, I have created one stored procedure, sp add cust. So now I am just modifying this existing. So in a query, we just need to provide the stored procedure name in the double quotes. So I am removing this and just provide the stored procedure name, and in the property section we need to provide the parameters as you can see here: name, phone, email and CT. These parameter we need to provide in the parameter section. And in this stored procedure, we have fired insert query. So in parameter section, just pass the parameter called @name, and value is name, which we have taken through the user. @email, and pass the value email, phone number, and phone. Just copy as it is. These are the parameters. So click OK. And here now we need to change the command type as a stored procedure. So let's run this project and we'll see if it is working or not. Let's take customer name Rahul, phone number, email ID, and CT. Okay, so now we have executed the stored procedure also. Let's verify. So now we saw the both way by using a insert query and using stored procedure, how we can insert the data into the table. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy this session. Happy automation. Bye guys.